In this video, we're going to be talking about polynomials and writing them in standard form. So up here at the top, we have three different polynomials. We have 2x plus 5, 3x to the fourth minus 7x squared plus 2x plus 4, and 5x squared y squared minus xy plus 3. Now, these first two polynomials here are polynomials in x. And this third one is a polynomial in x and y. The first one, 2x plus 5, is what we call a binomial because it is made up of two terms. Our second polynomial is what we just call a polynomial because it is made up of four terms, and we don't have a name for that we commonly use other than just polynomial. And our third one is a trinomial because it has three terms. Now, if I happen to have one that just was something like a 2x, we would call that a monomial because it is made up of just one term. These terms are all written in the form ax raised to the k, where our a is what we call our coefficient and our k is the degree. So if I had something that was a specific term, so let's say I had a 2x to the fifth minus 4x squared. So if I had that, then for each term, the 2, for example, would be the coefficient of the first term, and negative 4 would be the coefficient of my second term. The 5 would be the degree of my first term, and the 2 would be the degree of my second term. When we have standard form, when we talk about standard form, it's when a polynomial is written with decreasing powers or descending powers. So specifically, if we were looking at a polynomial in x, such as the one that we have before us here, we would have descending powers. And so here we can see that with the 3 and then the 2, and then there is no variable there. There is no x, and the 1 doesn't have a variable to have a power. And so we see that descending. Now if it was a polynomial in y, then it would be written with descending powers of y. So if we were to write out all of the pieces to this so that every degree was represented, it would look something like this. A 2x to the third minus the 5x squared. And remember, we talked about how we didn't have an x value. So here we write plus 0x, and then we could just put our plus 1. And so this term is still represented with this power of our 1, but because it's a 0, it's just going to go away, and so it doesn't get written in our standard form, which is this right here. So when our equation, or our polynomial rather, is written in standard form, this front number out in the front is what we call our leading coefficient, because it's out in front, it is leading the way. And the degree that goes with that term designates the degree of the polynomial. So here, if we were to classify this, we would have a trinomial because it is made up of three terms. It has a degree of 3, and its leading coefficient is 2.